Alright then, hello everybody, and we'll be starting this campus tour with Rod Jones Hall. So this of course is the college's dedicated on-campus accommodation facility. You've got the reception there, just in front of you. So this is where any students who choose to live on campus with us for their first period of study will be residing. As you can see, it's on Bay Campus, and as you will see, it's very close to the rest of Bay Campus and all the facilities that are available there. Over here now we're heading towards some of the other student accommodation that is available on Bay Campus. So all of these windows that you can see, they are student accommodation rooms. Of course, on Bay Campus we have the standard rooms available. And we also have the premium rooms then, which are slightly larger. You get a double bed, some more extra furniture, and just a little bit more space. As you can see, the day that I filmed this, it was lovely and sunny down Swansea, so it was a wonderful day for showing off the Bay Campus. Now, down the right there, where those arrows are pointing on the right-hand side of your screen, that is where the car park is. That is for permit holders primarily, but there is also space there for pay and display should any visitors come to campus. Ahead of you now, you can see the rest of Bay Campus. You can see the college building on the far right. And again, all of these rooms or sort of buildings on the left, they are student accommodation facilities with us on Bay Campus. It's not just Rod Jones Hall on Bay, there's lots of student accommodation facilities. So students who are college students will be living primarily with other college students, but they'll be living next door. In the next building will be Swansea University students. As you can see, it was a lovely, lovely sunny day. One thing about Bay Campus is that it's very green. Lots of plants, lots of sort of garden spaces and trees that are planted. It's very much trying to bring that countryside that you can also find in Swansea onto the campus. There's a bit of work going on down here, so I didn't go down there, but this building there on the bottom floor, that is where you'll find the gym, that is where you'll find the laundrette and residence services. So lots of student facilities available in that building, and as you can see the sign there, permit holders and pay and display for the car park. This street that we're walking along is the sort of the main highway, shall we say, through campus. The building that you're looking at now, that is the core, which is a student canteen, but also just a sort of study space and place where students can go if they do feel the need to get a bit of work done. So there's restaurants, a couple of sort of food outlets in there that students can make use of if they do not fancy cooking. Of course, all students who are living on Bay Campus will have access to a shared kitchen, so they are able to make their own food. But if they can't be bothered, if they've had a long day and they just like to get something takeaway, then that is the option for them. On the bottom floor of this building, as you can see, it is Tavern Tawe, which is the student bar, which is located on campus. So again, they do food in there as well, but they'll have student nights in there where they'll do maybe a pub quiz and sort of other activities, but they'll also show sporting games as well. So a great place for students to come at the end of a long, hard day to relax. This building here is tiny, and lots of student services are in there, including study spaces as well. On the left, you will have just seen Subway. That's another one of the food outlets that is available on campus. That does get very busy at certain times of the day. Here you can see Tesco. There's a cash point there for students to withdraw money. There's also that mini supermarket where students can get all of the essentials. We always say that students don't technically need to leave campus if they're staying with us on Bay Campus, because all of the essentials are located there. Many of them can be found in Tesco. This is the School of Management, which we'll come back to a little bit later on. That's tiny again. And you'll see throughout this tour that there are lots of bike racks and bike sort of storage facilities on Bay Campus. We do encourage students to get out there and get active, so having somewhere that they can store their bikes is obviously something that was factored in when this campus was being built. Over here is the college or the Tower Information Centre. A little bit more on that later on, but you'll see a post box there as well if any students want to send some mail. Through here now, we're going to have a quick stroll through a bit more of the accommodation facilities that are available on campus. Now, as I said, most of our students at the college will reside in Rod Jones Hall. That is, that building is designed for students of the college. But Rod Jones Hall does fill up. It does not have limitless space, particularly in the September intake when we get lots of students joining us. Now, Swansea University does guarantee on-campus accommodation for any new students joining in any given semester, as long as an application for accommodation is made by a certain date. What it doesn't guarantee is where this accommodation will be. Now, of course, Rod Jones Hall is primarily for our students, and all students will, of course, have their preferences taken into consideration. But if the university is unable to allocate a student accommodation in their preferred location, then they will be offered on-campus accommodation elsewhere, which may very well end up just being one of the other accommodation buildings that you'll see on Bay campus. So you can see that all of the accommodation, they've got some space outside, some green space, and again, when it's sunny, it's not uncommon to see students just sort of relaxing on those green spaces. This video was filmed before the start of the September intake, so lots of students the majority of students at Swansea will be back home at this time, ready to return to their studies in September, and of course lots of new starters, so it's a little bit quiet on campus, but rest assured that it does get busier. Amazon Locker, if students want to order anything and have it delivered there, rather than to the Tower Information Centre. And here, one of the most important locations on campus, the bus stop. All of the buses that service Bay campus will stop here, and allowing students to connect with the rest of Swansea, including the city centre, and of course Singleton campus, should any students need to pay that campus a visit. This bus stop does get very busy on a Wednesday night when it's student night in the Swansea city centre. Lots of students wanted to catch the bus into town to enjoy a night of celebrations, because it's Wednesday, of course. The Tower Information Centre. So in the bottom floor here, students can get advice on lots of different issues. They can get their post delivered there. If they get locked out of their room for whatever reason, they can get a replacement card there as well. So we've got the Great Hall there on the right, the College of Engineering in front of you, and this building here, the Computational Foundry, which is the home of computer science and mathematics and all related subjects. So there's facilities in here for students to make use of, study rooms, computer labs, that sort of thing. But of course, there's also ample teaching facilities as well. So we'll take a look inside. So as you can see, mathematics and computer science, any students studying this course or those courses will find themselves located in here. Not too much of a detailed tour on this building, although there is a lot to see, so I could probably do a whole tour just on this particular building, as I could with many other buildings on the Bay campus. Another green space you can see in front of you. Again, not uncommon to see students there on the benches or just on the grass. The university sometimes will have sort of mini fairs that will also make use of that space. Again, lovely day down in Swansea in late summer, which is when this video was filmed. And over here then we have the College of Engineering, which will be going inside very shortly. Now this campus was opened in 2018, and when it was built it became the closest university campus to the beach in the world, overtaking a university in Hawaii for that prestigious title. Again, you've got the School of Management in front of you and the Tower Information Centre on your right. And when the sun is out, when it is lovely and sunny, it is a fantastic campus to be at. It's quite aesthetically pleasing. So as we said then, the College of Engineering will only be seeing a relatively small section of it that is accessible to anybody who does pay a visit to Bay Campus. But rest assured, there is lots more to see when students actually get here. Got the main entrance here. You've got your reception on the right, croeso, that's welcome in Welsh. Again, that is a place where students studying engineering can go just for any information that they may require about their courses, about where a particular classroom is, anything at all like that. The Students' Union. Every student of Swansea is automatically a member of the Student Union. They have a presence on both campus. They run various societies, events, activities, and just represent students in Swansea. Now this contraption in front of you, that is a landing gear from a 747 airplane that was gifted to the university by, I think, British Airways. And on the left, now unfortunately the lights were off when I was here, but you can just see the flight simulator that Swansea has there. Swansea is in the process, I'm told, of acquiring 2 more of those flight simulators. So any students studying aerospace engineering will be able to make use of that. Little coffee shop here to service the students of the College of Engineering, but of course they are open to all students. The wind tunnel, again useful for aerospace engineering students. And more of the lab facilities that the College of Engineering has on offer. On the right, in that room, that is where lots of the support programs that are delivered by the College of Engineering will be taught. So any students that require a little bit of extra support in math, mathematics or statistics or any aspect of their course, they can have support modules delivered in that room there. And I'm kind of teasing you here by showing you where the beach is, just over those hills. But we'll get to the beach a little bit later. In now to another of the engineering buildings. This one is more to do with sort of things like structural and civil engineering. So again, some of the labs here. Also in this building is the VR lab, which is a great place to spend a bit of time if anyone ever gets the opportunity. VR is quite an interesting experience. Off to the left and right of this main corridor, there are, of course, classrooms, teaching facilities, as well as the labs that you're seeing on this tour as well. Now, this lab coming up, that is where they have lots of the sort of stress testing. For example, engineering students might be tasked with creating a structure. You can see some of them there, actually creating a structure and subjecting it to different types of pressure and seeing how their structure holds up against some of those pressures. So materials laboratory, again, lots of facilities open for students to make use of during their studies. And then there's some additional study spaces then in this sort of almost shed-like installment that's in the main corridor of this building. Swansea University has quite an engineering, quite a pedigree for engineering. So any students wanting to come here will benefit from outstanding teaching and research records, great industry links, and of course the state-of-the-art facilities that you can see here. Exiting the College of Engineering again, the building that you can see in front of you, that is the library. More detail on that a little bit later on. Again, the beach is just over that hill, and we'll get to there shortly. Lots of green space here. Again, if students were on campus when this video was filmed, I got no doubt that you'd see some there having a kick about with the football or whatnot. Down there, that is Crumlin Burrows, which is a site of special scientific interest. So it's protected land because there are some, scientifically interesting plant and animal life that live there. So any students who are interested in the natural world, perhaps zoology, that'll be quite an interesting site for them to explore and just have on their doorstep. Now these sort of small hills that you can see in front of you, the sand dunes, they are technically part of the boroughs, but a lot closer to campus. So again, not uncommon to see students there on these benches, funnily enough. Given the location of our Bay campus, and indeed our Singleton campus, being so close to Singleton Park, both campuses have have made a conscious effort to provide the facilities for students to go outdoors, enjoy the environment that they find themselves in, and make the most of the time that they have in Swansea. We appreciate that lots of students will be joining us from big cities, from potentially landlocked countries where they've not had the good fortune to be located next to the sea, and so their time in Swansea could be a pretty significant change in the environment for them. And we don't want them to stay cooped up in their rooms. We want them, of course, to get out there and explore the landscape that they find themselves in. So you can see the flagpoles there. We've got the Swansea University logo and, of course, the Welsh flag, the Draig Coch, the red dragon. See the college building in the background there. And now we get to the part that I'm sure that some of you have been waiting for and that lots of our students will be looking forward to. The beach. Of course, a pretty big USP for Swansea University. And, of course, we want it to be kept clean and safe for all students. So you've got these signs and this one to make sure that anybody who is making use of that beach, whether that's students or indeed staff, know how to do so responsibly. So here it is. We were very fortunate when I filmed this video in that the tide was in, so you can see just how close. In fact, it comes up closer than that, just to where you can see the tide line there. But that is how close Bay campus is to the beach. It's quite literally on it. This is the reason why we are the closest university campus to the beach in the world. Over there you can see Mumbles, just at the tip of Swansea Bay, lovely little seaside town for students to pay a visit to. And over on the left you can see the steelworks, which we do have some industry links in with. So any students, particularly for engineering, who would like to explore some opportunities there, then we do have the option to do that. Now, when the tide is out, this beach is just a very sandy, lovely beach for students to make use of. And again, when students are on campus and the weather's nice, it is not uncommon at all for them to be there, or for events to be held there as well by Swansea University's societies. Great place to come just for a break of a day, or on just a weekend when you don't have any classes. Perhaps have a barbecue. You've got more bike storage facilities here. It is possible, and it's very possible to cycle from Bay campus to Singleton campus or to the Swansea city centre. This is the Great Hall. Again, more information on that to follow in this presentation. You can see up there the Computational Foundry and the College of Engineering, which we visited earlier. But now, of course, coming up to the library. Now, this is Bay Library. There is, of course, a library on Singleton campus as well. If students find that they would like to borrow a book from the university, but that book is on Singleton campus, not on Bay campus, or vice versa, then the university does run a service where students can request that any given book be shuttled to the other campus. So, for example, if you were living on Bay and you wanted to borrow a book that was on Singleton campus, you could put in a formal request for that book to be brought over to Bay. You get an email to your student email account when that book had been delivered, and then you could just pick it up from Bay campus. Similarly, books can be returned to either campus. So as we go inside, you'll see some of the facilities of the library. Again, we haven't explored the library in full. That would, again, warrant a whole video, but lots of study spaces, lots of books, computers that students can make use of. I know that when I was a student at Swansea, a lot of my time was spent in the library, and having a view like this is certainly an attraction as well. We've also got the support desk here. They can do lots of things regarding your ID card and just helping you manage the library as well. The library does more than just rent out books. They also offer classes on things like referencing, anything to do with academic literature they can offer support with. So the library is much more than just a place to rent books or to go and study. There are lots of services that the library can offer, so we do encourage students to make use of them. All of these services are free of charge, so we very much encourage students to get out there and explore what is available to them and make the most of the support that they're going to get from not just us at the college, but also from Swansea University. So again, coming back into the main square of campus. Now the building on the left, the Great Hall, the centrepiece of Swansea University, of the Bay campus at least. There's lots of things in there. There's a cafe, first of all, with very nice views over the beach. There is the Great Hall itself, a large auditorium-style space where their lectures go on in there, but they also do certain ceremonies in there. Fun fact about this building, this is where I graduated from Swansea University. My graduation ceremony was in this very building, and in the green space behind me on the main square there were lots of little stalls selling street food and Swansea University merchandise. They'll also occasionally show shows using the auditorium. It is a space that is usable for that sort of thing. Moving on now to the School of Management. Now this is where any student studying management, studying accounting and finance, any of those types of modules will have their classes. Of course, any students on a foundation programme with us, they will study all of their modules at the college. The School of Management will play host to any students studying, when they've gone on to Swansea University for their courses. So as we go inside, you can see the interior itself. And a fun fact about this building is that it is a quote-unquote smart building. It's self-regulating when it comes to the temperature. So if it gets too warm, the windows at the top, which you'll see now, if it gets too warm, those windows will automatically open. If it gets too cold, then they'll close. And they'll use the solar panels, the energy that the solar panels on the roof has produced to warm up the building. So teaching facilities here. On the right-hand side, you saw, again, the reception for the School of Management, which serves much the same function as that in the College of Engineering. Back there, you've got a student space. There's a little kitchen in there that students can make use of, as well as just some sort of relaxing environment. Now, this building was modelled on an actual professional environment to give students of management the feel that they were actually working in a company or in a company environment. This building also has some facilities that students can make use of if they would like to, for example, start their own business while they're a student. So they have meeting rooms that they can book out to meet with potential investors from the Swansea community. And this is one such room. Little stand there with leaflets of things that students can get up to in Swansea. As I said, we do encourage our students not just to stay on campus. We want them to get out there and explore their new home away from home. And leaflets like that are sometimes the best place for students to get ideas as to what it is that they can get up to in Swansea. So in front of us now, you'll see some of the sports facilities that we have on Bay campus. We've got a basketball pitch and 2 football pitches, or basketball court, I should say, and 2 football pitches. Now these were closed at the moment again because students aren't really on campus at the time of this video being filmed, but normally these are open for students to use. Again, we got the School of Management and the rest of campus behind it. Those sporting facilities, they're also used by the sports societies at Swansea. So the football, the basketball, any other societies that want to make use of these pitches can do so. And as we come around, we'll see what is going to be the final stop on this campus tour, the college building itself. Now, unfortunately, there was quite a bit of building work and renovation going on in this little corner of campus, so do ignore all of the scaffolding and shipping containers. If you just blank them out, you'll see that it is a stunning location. Again, the closest building to the beach. And while it does sit separately to Swansea University, the college is very much a part of Swansea. So we may have our own building, but we are still part of Swansea University, and our students are Swansea University students from day one, with full access to not just all of the support that we offer at the college, but all of the support available at Swansea University as well. You'll also see there a sign for what is the most important location, particularly in the college building, but also potentially on campus, which is the Costa Coffee, which you can find in the college. I know that has kept a lot of our staff going over the years that we've been in place here. So the college, that is our big screen wall. We'll put up announcements on there and just little videos that students might want to watch to get them excited about studying with the college. And that's one of our lecture rooms that also doubles as a space for activities and events that we organise for our students. Speaking of lecture rooms, here is one. So again, plenty of space for lots of students and for the lecturer as well. We do have small class sizes here at the college when compared to Swansea University, so each student will tend to get more time with their academic, more one-to-one time with their academic than they would at Swansea University. This is the main sort of study area. As you can see, quite a pleasing environment, quite a clean and bright environment for students. And at the back of the building is where Costa is. Now, when I was filming this, there were quite a few people down in Costa, and I didn't want to go down in case anybody didn't want to be on camera. But trust me, there is a Costa there, and it is wonderful. Now, this room that we're about to go into, this is one of the PC labs that we have at the college. Now, these are used for lectures, for any subjects that might require students to have, a screen in front of them. But they're also open for students to just make use of in the day if they need somewhere to do some PC work. Now, as we go upstairs, we're going to come to where our office is, where the admissions and recruitment and the academic and student experience team are based. And of course, just up here, we have our reception, which is where any student can come with any queries or concerns that they may have. This is normally manned by our academic and student experience team. You can see Susie the Swan back there. And the team are always on hand to address any queries that any students may have. And we'll go up to the next floor now when we come to the end of this tour. Now, one additional thing to note is that our building is not just open to students of the college. It's open to all students of Swansea University. So again, it's not an uncommon thing for students, UK students who are perhaps studying engineering and therefore located on Bay Campus, to come into the college, make use of our facilities and our study spaces. As you just saw there, there's lifts as well, so any students who need those lifts can make use of them. And as I was saying, with students coming and making use of this building, the Costa is a big draw to students from across the university. Shower facilities also available in the college. And we've just gone past the academic staff room, and in here you'll see one of the small meeting rooms that we have in the college. Now, these can be used by students. They are bookable. And any students who have maybe a group project that they'd like a quiet space to work on can book this room and then make use of that facility. You've just got to speak to the guys at reception to book that room. And now we're about to go into the staff room for us in marketing and recruitment and the academic and student experience team. And now this isn't typically accessible to students, but sometimes we do have events up here for example, our student reps. But the reason I came up here is to show you this view. So we do have that balcony with those seating there. And of course, you've got the stunning view of the sea and of course Swansea Bay, stretching all the way from essentially where we are now on Bay Campus all the way around to Mumbles, just in the centre of your screens now. So stunning 180 views, almost 360, 180 views of Swansea Bay. And you can see the rest of campus just over that wall. So fantastic learning and living environment, and hopefully this tour has given you a better insight into our campus.